Right now I have a very basic boom pole setup, and normally I might choose, actually I probably would want to choose to strap down my cable all the way through as I pull it out, because this can hang down and put it on your scene, and you don't want a cable hang into your footage. Now this also allows me to mount the cable internally, and I'll be doing that later to show the advantage of that and no cable. Let's get this boom pole out and extended. It is 9.8 feet, which is 3 meters in length. And before I get too far, I have my Zoom F3 up here and my mock sound mixing bag right here. And the reason you want to strap down your cable is you don't want this hanging into your footage. You don't want that to go into your frame. So you want to strap it down, or the other option I've seen before is where people put the recording devices up here. The problem with that though is you're going to get more weight, so you're going to have more pull down, and then it's going to cause a little more strain, but then you won't have a cable here. This allows internal connection, this particular boom pole. I'm going to have an actor coming right away, and he's going to be speaking a few words so I can show a little bit of technique, including some footage from Batman the movie that I'm working on. And since he has the costumes, it makes it really interesting, the thought of it. I was like, okay, you know what? We could do this.
We think of that dynamic. So you're obviously like audio and tech visual. You got the boom mic in front of me. So you think about the audio quality, you think about visual quality of the production and the cameras we use. And of course, as Eric mentioned, the costumes which I provide for my own YouTube channel. So we can't wait to show that off, because these are film quality costumes and it's film quality production.
You let him go.
I don't let anyone go. I mean, they just looked like they were having a good time, so I let it happen.
Did you even have a plan for this? For God's sakes, Batman! This is the spacer bubble. I'm not using the fur because it really ruins audio. Now, just to see that I have the audio recording right now, since I do have it recording, and this cable like this is a mess. I don't like this. Right now I have a cable in here ready to be installed. It's connected to my boom pole. It's not moving around, so it's nice and snug. And on the other end, we also have it through the back end, so we do still have that little bit of room. And here is the frayed cable. Let me move off the camera so we can see that properly. We have, I guess, what you'd be calling the drain or your ground. That's this little foil looking one. And then we have 2 blues and 2 white cables. Right now you're hearing this microphone connected directly to my Tascam with my XLR cable. Now the back end itself does have threads, since I do have an extra connector here, and this is 3/8 inch. And that allows me normally to mount it to a weight on the back end of this microphone. I'm not going to be mounting this to anything because I can't use the threads as a cable now through it. And one other thing to note of having it this way, well, actually 2 things to note, is if you decide to relax it down on the ground, so let's go back a bit. If I lay this down, I'm going to cause strain on my cable itself, and that could eventually damage the internals of this cable. You're not going to be simply mounting this to, say, another stand or something, or overhead in the boom pole while this is connected internally until you cut it out. Now another thing to note about having this internally is if I extend this, one thing we're going to notice is the cable pulls through the back end as it extends out this way. We're going to need a bed of extra cable laying out, and that's what I have here. And how I have it connected to my camera despite this cable not being overly long, just to show it on camera, I have a little joiner here. Otherwise, I'd just run a cable directly to my Zoom F3, or if I had a Zoom F6, which would be more commonly used for movie recording because it has a lot more inputs than a simple 2-input Zoom F3. For other aspects of the boom pole, the foam is a nice touch to keep your hands more comfortable and less sweaty. In terms of opening and closing, not a problem. There's a little bit of a slide sound, but I do wonder if we're hearing that internally. Let's listen. Once open, the only thing we have to concern ourselves with is hand noise. So let's check out if you can hear when I move this around in my hands. One thing we notice is the cable is rattling inside, and that sound would ruin your audio. Now you may choose to do something more like strap it down Velcro wise, as I'm doing here, just to show you the example, because it makes a lot more sense. But let me show you a scene where I actually recorded for a franchise owner, and I'll be blurring out the background because there are people that are younger youth and I care about privacy. Unedited colors, I'll show you that first. Let's view that right now, where I actually show the boom pole in the scene on purpose because I couldn't fit 2 cameras in. There are too many people around, I could only fit 1. So let's check that out.
24/7. It's eventually probably will happen. Thank you very much, Shane, and thank you for the tour.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by.
All right.
Anytime.
Anytime. Any bat time.
Any bad time. There you go.
All right, perfect. All right, Eric, you got it? One take.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Now let's view that same scene properly sized and framed, color graded, compared to what it was before.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
no
it.
problem. Thanks for stopping by.
All right.
Anytime.
Anytime. Any bat time.
Any bad time. There you go.
If I want to get nice close audio, I could use lavaliers, but I find lavalier audio is not the same as a microphone like this. This is the Rode NTG5, and that's what I've been using for recording most of this Batman the movie. It's a fan-based movie that, of course, I'm Gordon, and that's why I'm wearing this.
I guess there's no talking you out of this.
Damn right.
Don't do this, Jim. Don't go out there. Don't do it. Trust me.
Using the magic of having 2 boom poles, we can see that there is a top part that can be removed to put your cable through, and a nice big end that's wide open on your bottom part. So this is an entry-level boom pole. It is very lightweight. I'm actually impressed. A lot of the cheaper options tend to weigh a bit more or are unbalanced. It actually has metal on the top and has metal on the bottom where it connects. The weakest point in here is the knuckles right up here, which a higher end boom pole would have better than a tab holding it together. But entry-level boom poles are more sensitive to if you're reaming it apart with some force, you can indeed damage these. Don't ever open up with force, especially an affordable boom pole, because that's how it's going to be with all of them. They're not going to be the same quality as a high-end. So be mindful of that. If you want something to last the test of time without paying an arm and a leg, I'd recommend the K-Tech KC108 Essential. Alan from SoundSpeeds reviews that boom pole. Canadian dollars, I've only paid, I think $119 or $109. In the US, this is about $100. For carbon fiber, that is quite the steal of a deal, especially how lightweight this is, and it has an option to mount inside as well as outside. That's hard to beat or even match for pretty much any company, so I cannot complain there. For the making of Batman the fan film, I end up using a stand. No boom pole operator, but a boom pole operator is a lot more convenient if you have the staff. If you don't, you're just throwing away money. This is Eric of Sparky Studio. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a most wonderful day. Take care, everyone. And leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and help the channel grow. Thank you very much and have yourselves a most wonderful day. Well, and if it isn't the Joker.
Commissioner Gordon. Oh no, I feel so hopeless.
So what brings you out here?